Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open a playbook that could be the difference maker for your next big placement. We are diving deep into what is arguably the most critical and, yeah, the most often fumbled part of the whole recruitment process, the resignation.
So let's set the scene. The offer is signed, it's accepted, your candidate is over the moon, the client's happy, it's a done deal, right? Time to celebrate? Well, every recruiter has asked themselves that exact question.
But hold on, not so fast. The source material is crystal clear on this. The deal is far from done. In fact, the most dangerous part, the phase with the highest fallout rate in the entire process, is just getting started. This is where placements are either won or lost.
Okay, so let's treat this like your official mission briefing. We're going to cover the danger zone, then get into preparing your candidate for the talk, coaching that very specific conversation, how to navigate the inevitable counteroffer, and surviving the final countdown, that notice period. And of course, we'll wrap up with a quick knowledge check to make sure it all sticks.
All right, let's dive into section 1, the danger zone. So why is this period so incredibly risky? It's simple, really. Resigning is just fundamentally uncomfortable. It's an emotional, high-pressure moment for your candidate. And that vulnerability, that is exactly where all the risk is hiding.
And this is where your job totally shifts. You go from being a recruiter to being a strategic coach. Success at this stage is all about preparation, and that prep work starts way before your candidate even thinks about booking that meeting with their manager. Think of this slide as a non-negotiable pre-flight checklist. I mean it. Your candidate should only, and I mean only, resign once every single one of these 5 boxes is ticked. This isn't just about being thorough. It's about making sure the foundation is absolutely rock solid before they take that leap.
Okay, once that checklist is complete, you ask them this question, point blank, and you need a specific day and time. Vague answers like, oh, sometime next week, are a massive red flag. That's hesitation talking, and it's your job to get ahead of it. This slide, this illustrates the absolute core of your pre-resignation coaching. You have to bring the candidate back to their why. Why did they start this whole journey in the first place? Was it for a real career path, a better culture? You have to remind them of that, because a counteroffer almost always just throws money at the problem, which we all know is just a short-term band-aid for deeper issues. All right, let's move on to section 3. The candidate's prepped, they're ready. Now it's time to coach the conversation itself. And the objective here is really, really simple. They are there to inform their boss, not to negotiate with them. You need to arm your candidate with these 4 guiding principles. The goal is to keep it professional, calm, direct, and short. That's it. This framework is what stops it from turning into an emotional debate, and it keeps your candidate in control of the situation. And you know what? Give them a simple, powerful script to actually memorize. This one is perfect. It's polite, it's firm, but it doesn't give any excuses or justifications that can be picked apart. It just shuts down the debate before it even has a chance to start. And here we go, the moment of truth, the counteroffer. This is exactly what you've been preparing for. In this moment, your candidate needs your immediate, calm support to navigate the really powerful emotional pull of that offer. Look, your job is not to pressure them. It's to arm them with logic. Guide them with these 3 rational questions you see here. They're specifically designed to cut right through all the emotion and the flattery and pull them back to what matters, their original long-term goals. And this is so crucial. Your role here is not to sell. You're an empathetic advisor. You are their sounding board. You're the person helping them calmly look at the situation and make the best decision for their career, not just for their wallet this month. So the counteroffer is rejected. You can breathe a sigh of relief, right? Not yet. The mission is not over. That notice period is a weird kind of limbo, a time of major emotional vulnerability that can still put the entire placement at risk. I mean, think about it. They're probably feeling a mix of guilt about leaving their team, anxiety about starting somewhere new, and that little nagging doubt. Did I make the right choice? If you just leave them alone with those thoughts, those feelings can fester. And that is why this rule is so important. Silence creates risk. Your silence is the enemy here. You have to be present. A quick call, a simple check-in text, that presence is what reassures them and protects the placement all the way to day 1.
All right, mission briefing complete. Let's do a quick knowledge check, a little pop quiz to make sure these tactics are locked in and you're ready to deploy them.
Okay, question 1. Why is the resignation stage so high risk? What's the number one reason? I'll give you a second. Got your answer?
If you said B, you nailed it. It's all about the emotional pressure. The candidate is in a vulnerable spot. And that's what opens the door for a counteroffer to suddenly seem way more appealing than it actually is, potentially derailing everything.
Okay, next up, question 2. A counteroffer lands. What is your immediate professional response? What's the play?
That's exactly right. You don't tell them what to do. You become their strategic advisor. You guide them right back to a rational discussion about the career goals that made them want to leave in the first place. And that brings us to the single most important takeaway from this entire playbook. This is the mindset of an elite consultant. Your control, your guidance, your job, it does not stop when the offer is signed. It isn't done until your candidate is sitting at their new desk on day 1.